So today we just got a huge update for Black Ops 4, and we didn't get the update today, but we got a notification. Actually, come to think of it, it was last night, but I was kind of busy. But last night, we actually got a thing from Treyarch just showing us what's going to be coming in the next update for Black Ops 4, and my gosh, is it a lot. There is just a lot of things, to say the very least, and because of that, I'm going to have to just be looking at the website itself and just going over and just telling you guys what I'm thinking about everything. And of course, there's going to be changes coming from multiplayer, zombies, BlackOut, and the black market system, and this is going to take a while to go over all of them, but I do want to go over all of them and share my thoughts on each and every one of them when we get to them and all that good stuff. So that is the main thing of this video. But, well, actually, come to me, the main idea that I want to go with this video is just to kind of see which one is getting the better update out of all of them. And I'm not including the black market changes because, I mean, that's kind of works between all of them. It's different, but out of all the modes, I mean, which one is actually getting the best update? Is it going to be, of course, zombies, BlackOut, multiplayer? Just a little spoiler, it's not multiplayer because multiplayer is just standard stuff, and because of that I'm going to go over it real quick. Just the first one I go over, obviously also because it's at the top of their website. So just besides all that stuff, but regardless, we're going to be going over this, comparing them all, see which one is really getting the better update with this new Absolute Zero update. And I just want to go over this. But before, if you guys have already seen the update, tell me which one in the comments right now. Go and tell me which one do you think is getting the best update out of all of the modes, or tell me what you guys think about the update as a whole. And also, if you guys haven't actually seen what's in this update, then of course wait till the end of the video, then comment telling me what you guys are thinking about everything in this. But of course, one last thing I want to mention real quick, a little bit of a different background. Of course, this is my background that would look like that if I'm like 2 inches to the right and I'm on my PC compared to my PlayStation that's over here. So just want to point out, it's disgusting back there. Ignore that. I don't know why it looks so much better just a little bit to the left, but regardless, anyways, we're going to actually be getting into this, and as you guys can hopefully see, hopefully this is all working. Let me just make double sure. Yes, it is. So you can see right here on your screen, this is the Treyarch's website just going over absolutely everything for their new update called Operation Absolute Zero. So this naming is kind of interesting, but for this picture right here that you guys are able to see, you can actually see we have our new specialist that we'll go over in just a little bit, but you see she's holding a brand new gun. We'll go over that also, and we can see Prophet is also holding a brand new gun that we haven't seen before. Again, stuff we'll get into in just seconds, but of course we're going to start off with multiplayer because that's where they start off. So Operation Absolute Zero introduces our first post-launch specialist, Zero, or Lelouch as I like to call her, and she's a versatile, deadly hacker available both in multiplayer and BlackOut. Zero in multiplayer Lelouch, excuse me, can disrupt and distract her enemies using powerful hacking tools at her disposal, bringing in new counteractive measures to the table in Black Ops 4. Players can unlock Zero or Lelouch by completing Tier 1 in the newly revamped, I don't know where I got acquired, newly revamped Black Market, Black Market. Okay, we'll get over the new Black Market changes at the end of this video because that's where they have it in this blog post, but I'm not going to go over the rest of this because just for now, I want to tell you guys what I'm thinking of Lelouch right here. So we actually have a really cool picture of Lelouch, and it's, I mean, she looks pretty cool. I was kind of hoping for Outrider return, or, what's his name, I can't believe I forgot his name. Spectre? Is it Spectre? I think his name is Spectre. Hopefully that's correct. Tell me if I'm right or wrong down in the comments. But regardless, you can see right here, here's a cool picture of her. She looks interesting, and I just want to quickly comment on her abilities because they didn't really say anything. I mean, they said she's a versatile a hacker that could disturb and distract, counteractive measures. I mean, these are just like kind of vague. I mean, it's not really telling us what she does, and really when I read this, I get the sense that she's just going to be an EMP. I mean, I honestly can't think of anything else she could really be, and one thing I would hope she would be, but I do not think that they would actually do this, is that she's going to just be somebody who just counteracts or just is the opposite, or just, yeah, counteracts, I guess that's the right way to say it, just the specialist. So this person would just cancel out all specialist equipment and abilities whenever she activates her ability or equipment. I think that would be really cool ability for this character. I just don't know if they'll actually do that. I think she's just going to be EMP and be super annoying, which I'm not looking forward to, but regardless, Lelouch looks pretty cool, and of course, she hopefully is not just going to be a giant EMP. Hopefully she has some actual cool abilities that are actually worth using. After that, and pretty much the end of the multiplayer stuff, is that we actually see we are getting a brand new SMG called the Damon 3XB SMG, and the SWAT RFT assault rifle, and the Secret Santa melee weapon. Now, we haven't seen the Secret Santa melee weapon, but I don't really care for melee weapons, but for the assault rifle and SMGs, they are actually seen right here in the Lucia's hands right here. You can actually see she's holding the SMG in her hand, and you see Prophet holding the assault rifle in her hand up here, or in his hand right there. So we do see both of those weapons, at least we have a visual for them. But alongside this stuff, you're actually going to get weapon camos, reactive camos, and reticles along the way. Of course, inside the new black market system, or the tier system that we're going to be doing. And of course, again, we'll get to that. And also, starting on PS4, I think this says, or somewhere along, oh yeah, players can also immediately get their hands on the new weapons in Blackjack's gun game. So if you play Blackjack's gun game, which is a thing we actually had back in Black Ops 3, you can actually play with the DLC weapons right away. Except the thing is, they released Blackjack's gun game late into Black Ops 3's life cycle, and there were a lot of DLC weapons, but really these are the only two, so I'm kind of confused exactly what they're going to do here. There's not that many guns to make a gun game out of it, so find kind of weird. But first is going to start on PS4, so whenever it starts, I'm not sure when. I think it's going to be the 10th. You're probably going to have to wait for PC and Xbox to get, I think, just the Blackjack's playlist thing. I do not think anything else is going to be there. I think the guns are going to be completely available to everybody right away, or I could be mistaken on that, but they're not very clear here. But regardless, it looks like Blackjack's gun game and the holiday events and everything are going to be starting for PS4 first on the 13th, actually. If I just read a little bit further, then you can actually see. So on the 20th for Xbox and PC, that is actually when everybody else is going to be getting their hands on it. So it also says watch for more XP multiplayer experience playlist, excuse me, but throughout the rest of the year with the new holiday event starting December 13th, excuse me, and on PS4, of course. This is just standard stuff for multiplayer. Don't really want to spend much time on it. I mean, it's just new DLC guns, of course, a new specialist, and of course the holiday specialist playlist, or not, oh no, just playlist. I don't know why I said specialist playlist, but of course, this is all standard stuff for multiplayer, so nothing more worth talking about there. That's not proper grammar, but I don't care. But anyways, getting into BlackOut. So right here it says, on December 10th, we are setting the stage for, okay, blah, blah, blah. Let's skip to where it actually is changing things. So the new update is actually going to add a new armor repair system. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you for actually making the overly aggressive player an actual playstyle inside BlackOut, because it just was not a thing, and I just hated that so much, because I've always been really aggressive when I play Call of Duty, and playing BlackOut kind of took that away from me. I had to move to more of a methodical playstyle, and not a campy, but a methodical one, which probably is still the best playstyle, but still, I'm just happy to see there's a repair system. I just hope that, I can't imagine that overly aggressive play could ever be like something that everybody could do. I think it's going to be something only the best of players can do, or the better players, I should say, not the best of, but you know, you guys get what I mean here. So I'm really happy with the new armor repair system. I just thought it should have been a thing from the start, because it's just been so annoying that you couldn't carry multiple armors or something like that. It's just honestly something that should have been in the game from the very start. Next thing, audio improvement. Now, this is something that's confused me, because every single time I play on quads, I feel like I'm like the Persians. If you guys can follow where I'm going with this, because I feel like I'm the Persians, and I have like a couple elephants behind me just walking alongside me, just making all the noise in the world, and then occasionally you'll hear a little mouse run across the screen, and or somewhere you'll hear a little mouse, and then you'll start shooting you, because it's just so weird that your teammates' footsteps are incredibly loud and the enemies are just a little mouse. It's just like, can we please figure out something here? And I hope that this is what's going to be, that we're going to have some audio improvements going to fix that. Also, I swear to anything, I don't know what, but I swear to something, that my footsteps are just off. The character I'm playing as, the footsteps are off. Like, the audio for the footsteps will keep going even though I stop walking, and then I'll think someone's walking around me. It's just, I don't know, maybe that's just me, and maybe I'm hallucinating, but I feel like that's a thing. And also there's the vertical and what's the vertical? Yeah, so the up and down audio is kind of off. It's been off since the beta, so hopefully this is what they're talking about, because that's just never been fixed. So Other thing they're going to do is the SDM and Spitfire weapon balancing, so meaning they're going to nerf these two guns, and I'm glad that the Spitfire is finally catching a nerf. Holy crap, I did not like this Spitfire in its current state in BlackOut. I think it's fine in multiplayer, and I love using it in multiplayer, but in BlackOut, it is a pain, dude. It just is so annoying to die to the thing because it just melts you every single time. I mean, at first when people didn't know of the Spitfire's strengths, and I was the only one using it, trust me, I was having a blast. But once everyone else figured it out, it's just like whoever has a Spitfire wins. The same thing with the SDM. The SDM was just super good, yeah, I said SDM, right? I don't think I've been calling it SMD for some weird reason, but it's SDM, and that needs a nerf. I don't know how they can nerf it. I mean, I have a couple ideas because currently it's a little powerful to say the very least, and the only way I can really think of them nerfing it to not make it useless is to make it like the auger. But then why would you just have two augers in the game? I don't know. I honestly don't know how they could give the SDM a fair nerf. I just cannot think of a proper way to do it without destroying the gun, so, or making it feel too similar to another gun. But anyways, they said after there's going to be seasonal changes across the entire map, and of course it goes on to say right here, players will immediately notice the new map's visuals updates as soon as they jump out of the helicopter from the season, yeah, okay, but whatever. So they so of course there's going to be some seasonal changes to the map, and what they mean by that is that every single large structure that isn't something that you can really interact with, kind of like the turbines inside the turbine area, they're all being replaced with giant Christmas trees. The entire map is going to be covered with snow. There's going to be snowmen all over the map. There's going to be Christmas lights on every house and every tree and just everywhere. And of course, you're going to have Santa Claus with his reindeers dropping you guys off the care package. So there's going to be some crazy seasonal changes. And if there's not, then I'm going to be completely upset because I'm not looking forward to that at all, because I really want some actual changes to the map. I want to see just a winter wonderland for a map during winter. Imagine how cool that would be if that was all true. Like, it would just be so cool seeing giant Christmas trees and just a bunch of crazy stuff. At least that's what I'm hoping. Let's make this clear that that's not actually what's happening. They're probably just going to add a little Christmas trees here and there. They're going to add a little snow there. Let's be real, they're not going to make that actual changes. Kind of look like Fortnite changes probably. Me personally, I wish they would change how the entire map looked just for Christmas, but I doubt they're going to do it. I mean, I'm hoping they are, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'm really excited to see what they're going to do, but I'm expecting not much at the same time. But of course, after that, they said they're going to actually have environmental improvements to areas like Nuketown Island, Hydrodam, and Factory. Okay, so I don't really understand why they need to make some environmental changes to Nuketown Island and Hydrodam. The only thing I could think of for these two places is really the backside of them, because if you guys know Nuketown Island, at the edge of it, pretty much where you never go, is there's just like a bunch of cliffs there, and still at the front side, it's just, if someone caps there with a sniper, it's super annoying. I mean, that's the only thing I could think that they should change some way. I'm not too sure exactly how. I mean, at least going up to those areas, because the thing is, when I think it's fine to have a place for snipers like that, but the thing is, if you try to get rid of them and you don't have a sniper, it's going to be a huge pain because there's nothing but open field and they're just going to keep shooting you because it takes about 50 years to catch up to them. So maybe that could be a fix. And then of course for Hydrodam, an environmental change they could make, I mean, maybe they can actually have the dam work or bust or something like that. I mean, that would be cool. I just don't know what else they'll do. Of course, one thing I would like to see is that it'd be easier to get from the buildings at Hydrodam to the top of Hydrodam. But besides that, I don't really know what else they could do. And Factory, I don't know what's the matter with Factory, but if you are there like any time, but like at launch, it's fine. Factory's a fine place. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's completely fine if you ask me. But when you get there late game or stay there for a little bit longer than just looting, there's just something wrong with that area. I haven't figured out what I don't like so much about Factory in, I wouldn't say late game, but like somewhere in the middle. I mean, at the start and late game, okay, whatever. But in the middle of the game, it's just an annoying place to be. I hate going to it. I haven't figured out what it is, but I just don't like something about Factory in the mid game. I just haven't figured out, but there's something wrong with there. But then we actually get to a cool announcement, and of course they are going to be tuning things up a notch on December 11th when Hijack debuts on PS4. So that means on the the 18th, I believe, for PS4 and Xbox and PC are going to be getting Hijack just 7 days later, of course. But we're getting Hijack now. I'm very excited for this because Hijacked is one of my all-time favorite maps, and I love playing that game back in Black Ops 2 with my brothers and cousins, just stuff like that. It was a blast. I love playing Hijacked so much, but my issue with this is that couldn't we have like a small trailer? I mean, it doesn't have to be a full trailer, but just like a 50-second trailer for this instead of just having text right here. I mean, it's a little disappointing, but regardless, I'm glad to see it nonetheless. Of course, it's going to be a little change. You could tell that because it says it's inspired by the classic Treyarch map, but of course it doesn't say it's a complete replica. So it's probably not going to be something like, I guess, Raid, because Raid is an exact replica pretty much, but it's probably going to be a little different. I imagine it's going to be a bit bigger or something like that, but not really anything else I'll probably expect from it. It's probably going to have some just more areas that we've never seen before. But then we get into the only bad news for BlackOut, and this is when it comes to this thing, because they're adding a new vehicle into BlackOut. Now, at first, I'm all like, new vehicle? Oh, okay, let's see what this is. And it's going to be the ARAV armored vehicle. And this is where my problem comes in. It has a turret-mounted machine gun. Now, I imagine it's going to be pretty difficult to aim with this because it's pretty difficult to aim on every single gun while you're on any vehicles, because you've always been able to shoot as long as you had a teammate on BlackOut. Of course, so this is nothing new, because if you're in the back of the cargo truck, you can shoot. If you're in the back of the motorcycle, why do I keep calling it motorcycle? The ATV, you're going to be able to shoot. Helicopter, you're going to be able to shoot. But this one is a mounted machine gun. I mean, I don't know. It's just something I'm not really liking about this. I can't figure out. It just feels like it's going to be annoying. I hope it's not, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, since players can also drop in as a Lelouch after unlocking her, and she's going to be tier 1, so she's not going to have any special, what are those things called, character missions or something like that. Instead, you're just going to be able to get her on tier 1, which, I mean, it's fine. Who cares? It's whatever. And of course, after that, you're going to also be able to get the play as one of the new 4 zombies killing gladiators from 9. So it's a chaos crew from 9 are going to be in new character challenges for BlackOut. So, I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's just new character gear for our new characters. I guess I would think that this really classifies as more of, I guess, outfits, but I guess we'll use it as a character unlock mission. So that's fine. I mean, whatever. But regardless, they do go over this thing. We're also amping up the collection of personalized items used in BlackOut and blah, 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 including the new unlockable BlackOut characters, new epic specialist outfits. So I want to come back to this epic specialist outfits because there's something I'm actually excited for with this, because they've been a little underwhelming, the outfits. They've been a little bit ugly, at the very least, but of course, we'll get into that in a little bit. And then, of course, shared war paints. I mean, I don't care for war paints. I think they're ugly, but I mean, it's cool that you could swap them back and forth now, and more personalization items to use in the world of BlackOut. So, cool stuff. I mean, I don't really care for personal. I mean, I like them, but it's just nothing that's going to be mind-blowing for me or something crazy. But that's all going to start on December 11th on PS4, of course, 7 days later. So, of course, the 18th for everyone else. And it says, try dropping into firing range next week and get your hands on the new hardware before anywhere else does. So anyone else does anywhere else, it doesn't make sense. But regardless, of course, they're teasing something new hardware. So I imagine there's going to be new equipment in the game that they just haven't announced. And of course, it's pretty much, oh, whoa, okay, well, look at this. This is what, okay, I almost skipped over this, but this is what really excited me more than anything. On top of that, we're kicking off free content for next week. There are going to be more coming to BlackOut soon, and the addition of custom games for BlackOut. I asked for this before the game even launched, but we're finally at least having a mention of it. I'm glad that we know that they are planning to do this with BlackOut. I mean, before this, we had something from Vonderhaar before the game launched, but we were all like, are we still getting this? I mean, what's going on? And that's just something that I'm just so glad we're actually getting. Custom games was a must for me for BlackOut, and I didn't care if it happened after launch, because as long as it happens sometime soon, I'm happy. Of course, weapon camos are going to be in. It was weird that they didn't have that from the start. Of course, we're not getting that in this update. These are coming, it says coming off in the next week, so I'm not too sure when this is coming, but it's not coming during the update itself. It might be coming soon after, but anyways, of course, after that you have stash interface updates. Thank goodness. Those actually got on my nerves lately on console. Holiday map decorations, of course, I already said that. Throwable snowballs. I actually didn't read this last time. I kind of skipped over this. New seasonal, new seasonal special event tiers. Oh, I thought just events, but like events like the Blightfather event, but it looks like that's not the case. In-game promo, okay. gameplay improvements, and more. So there's a lot of cool things coming to BlackOut, and I mean, that took a while to get over. Of course, this is a huge update, so this is going to take a while to go over regardless. But anyways, now getting into zombies. So zombie player, okay, this is just talking about everything they're going, and of course they've been made continuous gameplay stability improvements, which the game has been playing better lately and all that good stuff. But anyways, now the stuff they're actually adding, because lately zombies hasn't got any new content because they've been so distracted with the stability, and that just should be the case. It shouldn't have been the case to begin with, but if you do have that problem, that should be your main focus to fix stability before adding anything into the game. I don't care what anybody else says, like JC Backfire, ridiculous. It's just, you have to make sure your game works before you add content. It's just, you're going to make a bigger mess for yourself when the game is not working. You're adding new things, you're just going to make it worse and worse, and it's going to really get yourself trapped in a bigger hole, and I don't understand why people would think otherwise. But anyways, we're going to be getting daily callings, the Black Ops authenticity stamp, and the new daily tier skip system for zombies. So this last one, I want to talk about this later because I don't like it too much. I mean, it's okay, but I'll explain why when we get to it. But for now, let's scroll down. We actually got the image showing the tier skip thing over here at the left side, and on the right side we see the what at least looks like the authenticity stamp. But anyways, daily callings provide new gameplay challenges that reward zombie players with bonus XP, Napoleon Plasma upon completion. Be sure to check the zombie brackets, for each new challenge to maximize your earnings, level up faster, and concoct even more elixirs and talisman for your next record breaking run. Who's going to be breaking records? It's not me. But regardless, this kind of goes over a couple things, just talking about the authenticity stamp, because that's all they really said about, like, the daily callings. I mean, they're just daily challenges, so I mean, we'll pretty much figure out what's going to be happening there. But regardless, this is pretty much the authenticity stamps, and this is what's actually going to do. So the authenticity stamp is actually going to go ahead and get all the data from your game and save that to a website that is, of course, controlled by Call of Duty or Treyarch themselves, and you're going to see all this stuff here. I kind of wish that they would have worked with Zombies World Records, because they've been doing this. They're kind of stealing their what's the saying? Like, I guess we'll just say they're stealing their thing, but it's still whatever. But regardless, it says number of kills. This is what's going to keep track of on the website. Number of kills, deaths, downs, revives, headshots, and rounds survived. I kind of think rounds survived should have been first, because I mean, that's the main thing people want to keep track of, but whatever. Map selection, of course, that's obvious. You should keep track of which map they're on. I mean, this is kind of standard. Game type, number of players, and difficulty attempted. All this is obvious, but regardless, specialist weapons, equipment, and talismans used, I really like that. Perks and elixirs equipped, I really like that. Number of elixirs consumed, I like that even more. I like the small details that they're going to be keeping track of. I really do like that. And of course, match duration, really like that. Score spent, final score, and more. I really like all of these changes. I mean, all of these stats that they're going to be keeping track of with this authenticity stamp. I just really like what they're doing here. But of course, so we'll have to just still wait and see how it's going to be. Of course, there's going to be more to this, and it's actually at the end right here, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But regardless, we've heard the community's request for the black market progression in zombies, and we're happy to announce that the addition of daily tier skips for zombies starting next week simply completes 15 rounds of one game of classic zombies each day for your daily bonus in the black market tier. So I'm happy we're getting a tier skip in zombies. I'll probably do this every single day. But my problem with this is that we're still not getting progression for in-game time played, working towards the tier system. We're getting one tier a day. Compared if I play BlackOut for like maybe like 6 hours or 5 hours. I mean, don't play for 6 hours, but 5 hours or something like that. I mean, all that 5 hours is going to be working towards the tier system or the contraband stream. So all of that is going to work towards it. But if I play zombies, the 15 rounds I get there isn't going to work towards the time at all. At least what they're saying here. They haven't actually really said anything else. They haven't said anything that's really saying that that's going to be the case. It's just going to be one tier day for zombies. Don't really like the sound of that, but I mean, I guess it's something. So I'm not too happy with this. I mean, again, it's something, but it's not what we wanted. Okay. The unprecedented, okay, this is where they're talking about that next week's launches and new daily call-ins, authenticity stamp, and daily tier skips and zombies are just the beginning, as we are also kicking off a limited time winter callings event in zombies with seasonal personalization rewards unlocked starting December 13th, excuse me, on PS4. So again, 7 days later, so that's going to be the 20th for Xbox and PC. So the personalization items, I mean, I'm probably not going to use them because I really like to feel like my story is like, because I'm huge on the Treyarch zombie story. So I'm probably never going to actually change any cosmetics things. I haven't used a face paint for zombies at all because I feel like that really takes away from what the story actually is telling. Because when you see Dempsey walking around with the face paint, it's just like, whatever. But I don't like these in zombies, but for the people who do, then that's good for them. I could just not use them, so I don't have a problem with it, but just something I'm not going to really use. So we'll just have to see how this winter callings event is going to work in zombies. Hopefully it's going to be something worth doing, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth doing for me because it's just like, I mean, I'm just really not looking forward to personalization items in zombies because I just like the story so much, and the story is very serious, especially for the Ether storyline. So to put some goofy things in there really takes me away from the story, and that's why I probably won't even be working towards these things. If at least they won't be a main thing for me. But anyways, after that, so we'll continue to roll out more features and gameplay content in 2019, including factions. So factions are going to be at least coming in sometime 2019. At least they give us an idea that they're coming. Before, this is one thing I really hated, that we don't even have an idea when most of the things were going to happen. I mean, one complaint I still have is that even after getting this thing, we still don't know if Easter eggs or main quest Easter eggs are going to ever be able to be completed in custom games or custom mutations. And it just seems annoying to me that we don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. I mean, at least tell us if you're planning to do this or not, because right now we're in the dark, and that's how it was for factions for the longest time. And at least we got that for factions, but we still need an answer from Treyarch about the whole custom games or custom mutations and the main quest being able to be completed in them, because that's one thing that's been bugging me so much, because that's just a huge opportunity you're just leaving on the table, that you just need to just let people do Easter eggs in custom mutations. It just doesn't make sense why you're not able to, because I mean, what's your excuse for not changing this now? Because every single Easter egg has been completed legit, even classified has been completed legit right now. So what are we waiting for? Dude, it's almost been 2 months. If it hasn't been, it's just about to hit 2 months. So I don't know why we don't have that. But regardless, that's a different thing for a different day. Of course, new seasonal events and callings. Phase 2 of the Black Ops Authenticity Stamp system featuring deeper stats and additional gameplay improvements, free for all players. And of course, so the main thing I want to look at right here is that there are going to be new stats that they're going to be keeping track of with this Black Ops Authenticity Stamp. So I'm really excited to see what other stats they could keep track of, because these are just kind of standard except for these last three. These last three are things you should just really, well, I guess these last two I should say, because everyone else has been keeping track of these, but these things, I want to see deeper stats like that, just tell you more about the game, so, or the game that was played, and see how they actually went across doing it. So that's something I actually really am excited to see. So I want to see what more they could add to it, because I really want the smallest details keeping track of, because if you want to just say that you have a limited amount of elixirs you're going to use in a certain game or something like that, you could keep track of that with your, of course, authenticity stamp instead of recording an entire gameplay that's the last 7 hours or something like that. But anyways, for the final thing we're going to be talking about is the evolution of the black market. So right away, I like what I'm seeing when I saw this post, because we see right here, this is Seraph, and obviously the reason we know is because this is the exact same thing we see Seraph doing in the main screen, or the main loading screen, or the background of the, I don't know what to call it. It's kind of before the main menu. It's kind of before that. It's like, I don't know what to call it. I guess the loading screen, like I called it. But obviously, on top of that, if you guys still don't believe me, that's Seraph. Of course, you can see the Annihilator in her hand. But one thing I'm really liking is that, look at, she actually has a decent outfit. I mean, the outfits before were just sliding the hue a little bit. I mean, actually, Seraph did have a nice outfit for Epic one that was different, but most of them, I think there were like 3 outfits in the entire game that actually looked different and cool. I mean, the rest of them were just changing a little color to how the outfit looked. It's all like, what? whatever, but I'm just glad to see we're actually seeing some cool outfits for BlackOut. I mean, the rest of them have really sucked, to say the very least, so I'm excited to actually see what they could actually do with these. But anyways, now to go over everything they're doing. So the black market has been newly revamped as of Operation Absolute Zero to the streamline system, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, starting December 11th, we're bringing all of this and then some. So the main change is that the new contraband stream kicks off with 100 tiers to deliver more diverse content and okay, so just there's going to be 100 tiers instead of 200 tiers. And the reason this is good is because remember what's going to be locked inside the tiers. It's going to be the specialist, of course, or Lelouch is tier 1, so that's not going to be hard, but also there's going to be the weapons going to be locked in there and a couple other things. And I haven't even got to tier 200 with the current thing we have, so to see that 100 tiers, I'm just glad, because that's a lot easier to get to. That's cutting the time in half to be able to unlock everything. And of course, for the people who play longer than 200 or 100 tiers, there's still a thing for them to do, which we'll get into in a little bit. But of course, the themes are built around every 25 tiers. There's opportunities, excuse me, to use personalization items. So the main things I can imagine what they're saying here is that every 25 tiers is going to be your main thing, like the good things that you're going to be getting. So on 25, maybe you get the new weapon or something like that. So it's going to be things like that. But also another thing, all 100 tiers are going to be clearly defined. So there's no reserves just giving you random things every single time. You're going to get set things for every single tier. Everybody is going to get the exact same thing for every tier. Finally, it was just so annoying. The reserves are annoying. I mean, I think they have a place, but just not right there. It just didn't have a place. And I'll explain why I think they have a place somewhere, but just not how they were before. And I really like that we're having 100 clearly defined tiers. Just so much better that way. So you can see every single tier from 1 to 100. Really cool, so we can see what tier we're going to be unlocking our weapons at, what tier we're going to be unlocking characters at, and all that good stuff. And it's just something I really, really like to see. So anyways, that's just a really cool change to the black market system. The new earnable weapons, of course, they already said that the weapons are going to be inside the tier system. So those are going to probably be around like tier 25, 50, 75, and maybe 100. So along those factors of 25, like those are multiple. I don't forget how math. What are those things called? I can't remember how English works. Wow, I can't remember. But multiples, you guys know what I'm saying. So it's going across, the multiples of 25. So that's hopefully that's right. I don't know. Hopefully I don't look too stupid saying that. I think that's right. Yeah, that's multiples. Yeah. Anyways, besides the point. So anyways, new specialist we already read about. Lelouch is going to be on tier 1, so she's going to be really easy to get. Of course, a new category and new item categories and more diverse content. Weapon camos, reactive camos, reticles, war paints, new Mastercraft cosmetic weapon variants have been added to the black market by popular demand. That should have been a thing from the start, but whatever. And each reactive camo is unlocked in the black market, is uniquely designed for its designed weapons, while new weapon camos can be equipped across multiple weapons. I do like that there are some that can be only equipped to one specific weapon, but then there's some that can just be equipped everywhere. That was like a really annoying thing for me inside every other game that's had supply drops, that you would get a camo and you can only put it on one gun. It's the gun you never use. It's all like, what the flip am I going to do with that? I like the camo, but I can't even put it on my favorite gun. And I like that is the case, but of course, for the ones that are just special, to make them feel unique, you have to make them a little rare. So I do like that change. Also, new Mastercrafts are going to be in the black market tier, and obviously one of them they mentioned here is the ABR 223 Mastercraft for tactical rifle fans. But of course, that's going to be cool. I can't wait to be putting camos on my weapons in BlackOut. That's going to be something that's really cool. So it's one thing I'm actually looking forward to. The new BlackOut characters. So this is interesting because I'm excited for this change, or this addition. Not really of a change, but I just think they should have been done in a different way. But regardless, players can now, or our Ultimate Zombies heroes are coming to the BlackOut in the black market. Keep an eye out for Old School Nikolai in unlockable on tier 45. So yes, Ultimates are going to be playable characters in BlackOut. I'm excited for that. But there's zombies characters. They should have been unlocked via missions or something like that, or character missions, and I'm just a little disappointed with that, but I mean, I'm glad to get them nonetheless. So anyways, I don't know why they're mentioning this again. New shared war paints. They already said that earlier up here. I don't know why they're repeating, but regardless, content changes while introducing new gestures, calling cards, and additional personalization items, along with the new content mentioned above. We aren't adding any new decals for specialist outfits to the loophole and ensure every item is earned and can be immediately equipped. So wow, I didn't actually read this earlier. Wow. Okay, as of the rest of the game, we'll continue to refine the black market experience as the operation continues. Then, of course, this is zombies thing right here, and as we mentioned above, the zombies players, because okay, they're just repeating themselves. But I read something about reserve, so I don't remember where this was, but I know it's somewhere here. I just can't remember where it was, but that's pretty much about it. And this is just talking about CWL, which has been, I mean, Optic's been wrecking it, EU9's been wrecking it, and I mean, there's a lot of good stuff been going on there, but regardless, we're not talking about that. Right now, what I want to say is that they are adding reserves back into the black market, but how they're going to actually work is that after you get past tier 100, then you're going to start getting the reserves, and I like this because as long as the weapons and like the characters and stuff like that, the things people actually want are going to be hidden inside the, or just not hidden, but kept inside the 100 tiers and everybody's going to be able to get them, I'm liking that. But what I like the reserve idea for is that there are going to be these rare cosmetic items, strictly cosmetics, whether they be a outfit or something else, maybe for characters that don't normally get outfits like the Mason characters or something like that. You could actually get an outfit for them here, and I would really like to see super rare cosmetic items inside the reserve system. It would just be something I really would like after getting past tier 100. As long as there's no specialist characters or anything like that, maybe a BlackOut character, but very rarely should happen. But regardless, I do think things like that should be kept in the reserve just to keep people like me who could play past tier 100 could actually just unlock these things, and just, of course, they'll also get people to pay for them, which is going to be kind of a thing for them, but it's going to be nothing that, I mean, most people really care about. But anyways, that's about it. I mean, this is a huge update, and there's a lot of stuff in this. I mean, wow, this is taking a while to get over all this stuff, and just I've been trying to talk even fast for this video, but this is still taking a while. But regardless, I want to hear what you guys are thinking about this. What are your thoughts on the multiplayer additions, the BlackOut additions / changes, the additions to zombies, the changes to the black market system? I just want to hear what you guys are thinking about all of this, because I just want to tell you what I'm thinking about it, because to me, BlackOut's getting clearly the better changes. I mean, it's not even close, dude. BlackOut's getting hijacked, they're getting environmental changes to the map itself, and of course they're getting cosmetic or seasonal changes to the map. So, I mean, there's just so much. I mean, they're getting a new vehicle, new guns, new characters, new things. I mean, there's just so much coming to BlackOut. You could tell that that is where the effort's being put into more than anything, because, I mean, multiplayer is standard stuff. I mean, we already know how multiplayer is going to be, but for the, I mean, BlackOut, it's just so many things that are actually excited to really be added into the game. But for zombies, these are just things we were promised from the start of the game, or things that should have been like this one, the deer, and it's still not even good enough. I mean, there's really not much that's really that cool about zombies. I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, yeah, they're cool, but they're not like special, like something that is going to make me want to keep playing. I mean, I'll play the 15 rounds every day, but that's pretty much about it. But I don't know. It's just something that I'm not too excited about. But regardless, I think it's clear to me that BlackOut's getting the best changes. Black Market probably after that is probably getting the next best changes. Then multiplayer, just because it's the standard stuff, and then zombies just trying to catch up with everything else because that's all they could do. But regardless, I do want to hear what you guys are thinking about this. You guys liking the changes or not? You guys think, just all thoughts down in the comments. I want to hear what everybody is thinking about this. I'm glad zombies is catching up. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad this is happening, but I mean, there's just so much happening in the other parts of the game. It's just a little bit ridiculous. I hope zombies is able to catch up and to just really be on the level of BlackOut changes and additions, but we'll have to wait and see. But regardless, that's about it for the video. One last thing I want to mention, actually, because something kind of interesting happened today or last night, I can't remember, but of course, Noah J456 house kind of burnt down, or kind of got hit by lightning, and I know I shouldn't laugh at that, but what kind of luck, dude? I mean, it lit on fire and this house is kind of destroyed. destroyed. And of course they had insurance and all that good stuff, but of course it is something that I don't think anybody would like to be involved in. So I do want to say that hopefully everything turns out fine for that guy. I know he probably has the money and all that stuff to even fix it, even if he didn't have insurance. But regardless, it's always a not a good thing to happen when anybody's house is burned down, whether they're rich or poor. I mean, it's worse for some people than others, but regardless, it still is not a great event regardless. So I do hope everything ends up fine for him. Just decided to mention that because he's just someone I've been following for a while now, and I mean, you kind of grow attached to people like that. But regardless, that's about it for this video. Then go ahead and do all the normal YouTube stuff. Also, just like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell, because we're going to be getting into this Operation Absolute Lelouch, and we're going to see what it is just this upcoming Monday. I'll be streaming this pretty much all day Monday. That's probably what you guys should expect from me. Just all day Monday, I'm going to be streaming this stuff, so expect that. But anyways, that's about it for me. If you guys did enjoy it, go ahead and do all the normal YouTube stuff. I'm repeating myself, but that's okay. Like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell. But I'm going to go, and I'll catch you guys in the next stream or video.